Hey, what is going on guys? John here, and you guys are probably very familiar with 3D touch, and then haptic touch later on came in with a mix of the iPhone XR as well as the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12. Now what you guys don't know is that 3D touch is so much more superior to haptic touch, and I'm going to explain to you guys why in this video here today. Now on the right side here we have the iPhone 12, and on the left side here we have the iPhone 10. Now one of the device has 3D touch and the other device has haptic touch. Now the thing you guys want to keep in mind is if you have 3D touch, haptic touch is included as well. If you have haptic touch, 3D touch is not available. Now what you would want to do to confirm this is jump on into settings. Once you guys are in here, jump on into accessibility and scroll down to the middle of the page. This is where you will see touch. So just tap onto that menu and we will be presented with this touch screen here. And inside here you will see it either say 3D and haptic touch or just haptic touch. So what this essentially means is that there is an extra layer of touch built into older devices, where some of the newer ones you won't have that layer at the bottom built in, and this is hardware. So especially on the iPhone 12 here, which is the latest and greatest device, you will be missing that extra menu right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and tap on into 3D and haptic touch here on both devices, and this is where you'll see the differences. Now there is a toggle to turn off 3D touch on the left one here, whereas the right one is very bare bone. You will see a couple other menus on the iPhone 10, a slider from light to firm, as well as a couple fast and slow options. We'll talk a little bit more about this in a few seconds here, but we will see this little picture at the bottom here. Once we do tap on it, you will see the differences between both. So tap on into this one and just count the milliseconds before it launches up the picture. And this does not require any force at all. Just placing your finger on it essentially pops it back up. Whereas this one here, fast and slow, you'll see the difference just tapping on it and it pops up pretty much instantaneous. There is no delay whatsoever. And this is where this two toggle plays in. If we turn it on to slow, we'll see that it takes a little bit longer, although still much quicker than on this device here. Why don't we just go ahead and tap them both at the same time just to check it out. And yeah guys, it's drastically slower on the iPhone 12. So now you guys are wondering, how does this equate to real life usage? This really does matter guys. 3D touch is superior in every way. Why don't we just jump on out into the home screen, turn off the device, and this is where the most drastic thing is. I will be making another video exactly on what the issue is with haptic touch, and it's causing me so much pain ever since the iPhone XR until now. So first things first, you guys will see that on the lock screen, very familiar here, we do have the flashlight and the camera icon. However, tapping onto one and the other, you will notice a difference. Why don't we go ahead and do that? 1, 2, 3. And it both turns on. However, if you guys will take a look here, if I do tap on to the iPhone 10 just ever so slightly, it will not invoke. It would just sort of bounce around the camera icon, which gives it another layer of like security. You definitely won't invoke this while in your pocket because it does require you to press on the screen. Whereas this one here, just tapping on it and letting it go, it does turn on the camera. And the exact same thing goes for the camera over here. And I might have said camera there, but I was implying the flashlight. So yeah, you guys will see that there are very major differences here. I wouldn't say they're subtle because they aren't. Once you use a 3D touch device, it's very difficult to jump back into using haptic touch. So just keep that in mind guys, and let's go on into the home screen. Alright, so now that we're in the home screen, obviously the biggest differences between 3D and haptic touch is tapping onto the physical icons. Now what I mean physical is Apple is trying to make it more physical even though it is not. However, the 3D touch really adds an extra layer to that. We'll just go ahead and demo it here by jumping into settings, by tapping at them both at the exact same time and pressing hard on them, and you will see that 3D touch just pops it up pretty much instantaneous. There is no delay whatsoever. However, on the iPhone 12 here, you will see sort of a delay, and it does work the opposite way as well. If I do hold on to it without pressing down, both of them should invoke at the exact same time. But if I press on it, you will see that the iPhone 10 is that much quicker. Now a lot of this is more noticeable within different apps, but on the home screen itself, you will notice just going around that tapping onto specific apps, it just opens so quick. And then with iOS 14, Apple has included widgets, so just tapping onto an empty spot, you will see that it pops up a lot quicker on the iPhone 10 versus the iPhone 12 there. And another couple things you guys want to take notice of is that iOS 14 did really cripple down 3D touch. 3D touch was fantastic within iOS 12 and iOS iOS 13, everything just worked flawlessly, but because Apple wanted to highlight the iPhone 12 here. However, Apple did want to highlight the iPhone 12 here, so they did cripple down 3D touch features on older devices. So this is why you will see that it isn't much of a drastic difference. However, realistically, it is if you guys have it in your hands. Alright, now the next couple cool things here you will notice is within Messages app. I do use this quite often. However, it's no longer available on the newer iPhones. Quickly jump on into Messages here on both of the devices. We do have some messages loaded up, and just tapping onto them, you will notice that it pops up a lot quicker on the iPhone 10 versus the iPhone 12. Now this is very apparent when you do jump into specific links. It just pops up pretty quick, and then the other ones just take a really long time. Alright, now this applies to pretty much everything that has the keyboard, but we'll just use Messages for example here. Tapping onto the keyboard, let's pretend we're going to type a couple messages, and you want to edit around the messages. This is not available on the iPhone 12, but this is on the iPhone 10, as you guys can see here. We can swipe around and just edit, and on the iPhone 12 here, you pretty much see it does nothing except invoke the swipe feature. If you guys want to use this feature as the iPhone 10 here, you have to go down to the space bar, and this is where you can get the similar like feature. It is also available on the iPhone 10 as well, but it feels nothing like just pressing hard on the keyboard and invoking this feature. So Apple has really dropped the ball on this one. And again guys, there are different alternatives to having this 3D touch layer at the back. Google and a couple other companies have done it very well with sort of a skin recognition. If you press harder on the display, it should invoke 3D touch, but Apple just decided not to use this at the moment. Now we'll do one more thing on the home screen and the UI here before we jump on into a couple other things, but swiping down from the control center, you will see that it opens up pretty much the same time, but that is where it ends. After you have this opened up, pressing onto different icons does take a longer time compared to if you had 3D touch. This goes with the volume control, it goes with the brightness center, it goes with pretty much everything. So 3D touch is so much better, I gotta say. And again guys, a lot of you may say that it is not needed, but trust me, after I've used it for a while, it is needed. Alright, now we're gonna jump on into Safari and we'll finish off the video with that. You will see that we are all both in, and things are pretty smooth on both sides. The iPhone 12 is substantially newer, probably about 3 to 4 years newer than the iPhone 10 here, but let's see if I wanted to quickly just pop in a link, which one gets me there quicker. So 1, 2, 3, and you will see that even though the iPhone 10 is slower, things pop up much quicker, and I am able to see the physical content before the iPhone 12. Now, how sad did this sound, guys? I don't know, it's up to you guys to say, but personally, I get more work done on an older device at a quicker pace than the iPhone 12 without 3D touch. Let me know in the comments below if you guys agree or not, and which device you're currently using right now, and does it or does it not have 3D touch. And also, if you guys have a moment, please hit that subscribe button right at the bottom there. It really helps out the channel, and it lets you guys know exactly when I do release a video. But anyways guys, this is my little review video of 3D touch and haptic touch so far, running on both of these devices. I guess the last little thing I have to say here is that a lot of third-party apps are moving away from 3D touch and implementing haptic touch as a replacement, so you guys won't feel like you're missing out so much. But at the moment guys, I do really miss what I had on some of the older devices. And at the moment, the only device that is just as quick and is on par with expectations is the iPhone XS. So you have that device, you're good to go, you have the best of both worlds. But if you don't, the iPhone 12 is your best one at the moment. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please drop a thumbs up. And once again, this is John. Peace out.